Howdy, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy, also known as Mrs. Flossy, and today I'm going to show you how to do project bags using placemats. Now, I'm not a sewing expert, so these are very basic tips. There might be better ways of doing it. My stitching might be crooked. I'm a beginner. So these are beginner instructions that I found to be fairly easy and simple, which I love. So I'm going to go through the items that you're going to need for the project today. First off, you're going to need some placemats, fabric placemats. Here are some I've selected. I went to Hobby Lobby, and right now they have their Easter 80% off. So these Easter placemats, which are double-sided, that's key that you need to look for your placemat to be double-sided with cute print. So these are double-sided. I got them on sale for 80 cents each. Then at Walmart, Pioneer Woman had some super cute quilted type placemats, fabric placemats, and they were like $3 something each. And they're also double-sided with different material. And this one here. Super cute. This is the one I'm going to use today. So choose your placemat that you want to use. Also, you're going to need to get a polyester nylon type zipper that you can sew through. And I have just a 22-inch, probably 16-inch or larger will work best. In a coordinating color. You will need some vinyl. I have a roll of vinyl here. This is by Annie vinyl. It's the clear premium weight, and you can get it at byannie.com. I also ordered it from Fat Quarter Shop, and it's a nice thick clear vinyl. You need some of That. You're going to need rotary cutter and or scissors. You need to use some kind of a clip. I have the Wonder clips, binding clips. You need a ruler of some sort and or measuring tape. My brain, I can't remember what these are called. Measuring tape or a ruler, something to measure out your cuts. And a sewing machine. So we're going to go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do is turn the camera around. I'm going to aim it down at my cutting surface. I moved into the formal living room area on top of our pool table to get the best lighting for you. And so I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you our first step of making our project bag. Thanks for joining me. Let's get sewing. All right, once you have your placemat chosen, we're going to go ahead and take and remove all the tags off of your placemat. Okay, take off all your little plastic tags, flip it over, go ahead and cut off all the extra tags. We don't want those. Okay, once you have all the tags removed, we're going to take and cut off one end of the placemat 2 inches. Now, you're going to notice with placemats, they're not sewn real evenly and they kind of vary. So just do your best to line up. It's not going to be perfect and that's okay. So we're going to take off just 2 inches of one end of our placemat. Just eyeball it the best you can. You need to kind of give it a good, go through a few layers of fabric there. Okay. So once you've cut off 2 inches of the end of your fabric, take this to the sewing machine and zigzag along each edge so it doesn't fray. And I also put a little fray check. Is that what it's called? I'll double check and let you know, but I also put that on the ends and then let that dry. We'll do that first step and then we'll come back. Okay, We're back. We zigzagged each of the pieces along the edge we just cut. Now you're going to take your zipper. First off, actually, you need to choose which side you want to be the inside of your project bag and which side you want to be the outside of your project bag. I'm going to have the red check be the inside of my project bag. So this is the outside of my project bag. And now we need to line our, we need to put on our zipper. So as you can see, this 22-inch zipper is way too long. But you're going to choose the end with the stop on it, the little metal stop for the zipper. And we're going to place that right side of the zipper to the outside of the bag. So turn the zipper upside down. And you're going to line that zipper stop with just at the edge of your fabric. Grab some binder clips. As you can see, I love the color red. So, okay. And just line the edge of your zipper with the edge of your fabric. Again, the zipper is upside down. Just throw some binder clips on there. Okay. So we have the binder clips on there. The zipper stop is at the very end of the project. When you flip it over, you can see the zipper is flush with the edge. And you're just going to take a small seam, not too close to the zipper. You actually want to be closer to the edge, this edge of the fabric, because you need space for your zipper to pass by. So we'll go sew that on and be right back. Go ahead, press out your placemat. So you have your back, the top of the front of your zipper. You're going to put the matching side of your fabric down on top of all of it. You're going to line it up to the edge of your zipper and the edge of your fabric piece and clip. And again, you're going to want to make sure that you sew close to this edge. So that way when you open up this, after it's sewed, you'll have the top of the front of the zipper and the back piece. I hope that makes sense. So just kind of visually so you can see. That's how we're going to sew it. So we're going to go sew along this edge, the straight stitch. Alright, be right back. Okay, we sewed the other edge of the zipper on. Now, along that edge, so now when you open it up, you should have a full placemat again, the zipper inserted, okay? And I'm noticing because this type of placemat has these little cute little stitching, they've come undone where I cut it. So I'm going to go stitch that real quick on each end and make sure those don't come undone. So I'll be right back and we'll go on to the next step. You just kind of fix things as you go. Okay, in all honesty, it doesn't really matter if you had to sew to hold those down. We're going to lose that stitching when we put the binding on anyway. So we opened it up. If you'd like to go press this to lay nice and flat, you can. I'm just going to kind of finger press it down, apply pressure, and get it to lay flat. Now you're going to bring your zipper pull onto the project because it's been out there in space. So now we have our zipper pull here brought onto the project area. We're going to leave it near the end there, and we're going to go stitch and kind of put these together and stitch here along this edge so we don't lose our zipper for forever. Make sure your zipper pull is down here on the project, not up here, or you'll have no zipper pull. So pull it down. We're going to line it up. And we're going to sew it at that end to keep our piece together. And the other end will be okay because we have the little zipper stop right near the end of the fabric. So don't worry about that end. We just need to fix this other end here. So we'll go do that step and be right back. Okay, so I went up to my sewing machine, I lined those up and I stitched back and forth on the end there. For now we're going to just cut off the extra zipper. So now as you can see, when it's has a binding on, it will zip up all the way perfectly. Yay! Alright, so now for the next step, we're going to turn our piece over. Let me go ahead and trim this other edge even here. Alright. Doesn't have to be perfect. My grandma's probably rolling in her grave. She taught me how to sew when I was a kid, every summer, all summer long. We go to sewing lessons every day, and then my mom also worked with us to sew with kids, and I don't remember all the formal stuff, but I get by. Okay, so now you have your front. So now we're going to cut the vinyl because we need a vinyl piece for our window. What we're going to be doing is we're going to turn up the bottom of this 3 inches. Oh, look at that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 3 inches. Just give it a little finger press. And then we're going to turn down the top of the placemat. Let's see, how much did I say? Actually, we're going to do, yeah, about 2.5, 3 inches. So let's just eyeball it and look and see. I think we're going to do 3 inches on the top. We'll turn down the top 3 inches, approximately. And we'll just finger press that and go hit with the iron. Make it lay nice and straight. And then we're going to do about 2.5 inches. Yeah, I think I like 3 inches on the top, on the bottom as well. So we'll do 3 inches on the bottom and we'll do 3 inches on the top, and we'll cut a vinyl piece for the center. So let's cut the vinyl piece. Let's measure how much we're going to need. We're going to need about, allow a little extra for your seam allowance. Let's cut an 8-inch piece of vinyl for this project. From here to about here, 8 inches. That will give us a little extra for the seam allowance. So we'll cut an 8-inch piece of vinyl. So I think what I'm going to do, because it likes to curl and it's hard to see, I'm going to find the edge of my vinyl. You probably can't see it on the camera, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clip it at the 1-inch mark on the top, and I'm going to line it up at the bottom and cut an 8-inch piece of vinyl. Now, all right. Now you're going to want to save this top piece because you have to put this between the vinyl and your sewing machine in order to sew on it. So you're going to keep this piece. Okay, we're going to put the vinyl on top of your project, right up to this edge. And you're going to place your paper on top so that you can sew. Right along this edge, you're going to sew. That way, when you turn it up, your 3 inches, you can press and you'll have that seam hidden, okay? So, you're gonna place back of your project bag, your piece of vinyl, and the tissue paper all up on the edge, and you're gonna stitch a straight stitch right along the edge there, just a small seam. Let's do that, and then we'll come back. Sewn along that edge, and now you're gonna remove this paper. It'll just tear right off. You do want to try to preserve the edge because you're going to use it again. So save it. You're going to use it again. And then just pull the other end, will come right off. Okay. Now, don't worry about the overlap. You got a little bit of a overlap of vinyl on this side. Extra vinyl on this side here. Don't worry about that yet. Now you're going to take this other edge. So this time we're going to sew on this side here. Okay. Line it up. So you have the inside of your project bag showing. The vinyl is on the outside like before. Take your piece of tissue paper. You're going to slide it right on top. And you're going to sew along this edge. So as you can see, and sew along that edge right there. All right, we'll be right back. Let's go sew it. Okay, we finished sewing that side. So go ahead and pull the tissue paper off. Still, you're going to want to save this tissue paper because we're going to use it again. Now you can see we have, basically a tube. All the insides are, all the front, the outside is on the inside, and the inside of the project bag is on the outside. So now we're going to flip it. You're going to just change it the other way around. Okay. Now you can see our project bag coming together. Now we need to do binding. And we want to, that's one thing I didn't mention in the beginning, you're going to need some sort of binding. Sorry about that. Or fabric. I don't think I have any bias tape to use. So I'm going to have to go look and see what I got. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and clip off this extra piece of vinyl over here. So when you sew your binding on, it's not too big. Okay. And then let me look at this side. This side's a little big, a little bigger, not as bad as the other side. Just trim off a little of the excess so it's not in the way when you do your binding. Okay, so you got the general concept so far. Now we just need to close off these edges. So let me see what I got. I'll be right back. Okay, I went hunting in my sewing drawer and found some options. I do have some bias hem facing tape. This one is 2.5 yards. Looks like it's 1.875 inches wide. I had a satin blanket binding in blue, and this is about, oh, I don't know, 2 inches wide. I had this red wired ribbon, which I'm liking that. I love red. And I have this wired ribbon with kind of, you know, the brown color, which is cute. So here are my thoughts. The brown would, or this blue would be cute, but it's shiny, satin, and I'm not really feeling it. So I think that's a no. Then I have the natural cream color, which this is more of a white. So that's a no. This could be really cute if it wasn't so see-through, but I'm not feeling that either. So ding, ding, ding. I like the red. So we're gonna use this red wired ribbon, and how we're going to do it is we are going to take and we are going to lay this on the edge, and we're going to sew along the edge of this, right along there. I'm folding the edge of this over so we don't have a raw edge showing. Put that right up on the edge. First of all, you need to measure this and get this laying how you like it. It's kind of laying just perfectly fine here. It looks like we have about a little more than 3 inches showing here. The bottom top rolled over, and about 3 inches from the bottom up. So perfect. I think that's good. Okay, so take your ribbon and you're gonna put it on it. You're gonna move your zipper down out of the way. Put it halfway down your project, out of the way. Place this on this end, maybe a little higher, slightly higher than the edge. Go to the seam here, kind of finger press it flat, line your edge up, put a binding clip there. Come over here on the same thing, kind of smooth, flatten out that piece for your needle to go through. Put it there. And I never made this one before, so you're doing this the first time I'm doing it. Let's cut off some extra. And we're going to do the same thing as we did on top. We're going to just fold that over. And then, because, you know, I'm kind of doing this as we go, I'm going to think it through. Sew it, then I'm going to flip it. Yep, that will work. Probably put that a little closer evenly to that edge. Okay? This is your project. You don't have to follow the rules. You can do what you want to do. Be you. Be beautiful. Be you. Okay. So I'm going to sew on that edge and then we'll come back. Okay, I finished sewing this edge. When I went over the zipper, I went very slowly and then I backstitched to reinforce it. And now that I've sewn that on each end, let me trim my threads. I left my scissors over here, so okay. Now I'm going to flip this over to the back. And I am going to kind of line it up there. I might fold this edge in. Let me see what I think. I think I'm going to fold this wire edge and then just a little bit there, so it doesn't poke out to the back. Kind of just tuck it in a little bit here. I'm just making this up as I go. You asked for it, people. This is how it goes. Oh dear. And as you can see, it's less than the front and the back. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and fold this in because I don't want it to be too huge on the back. Okay? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna fold this. Let's just do it all together. Fold this in to meet up with the fabric. And luckily for that little wire on the end, kind of holds it for you. Fold it to meet the fabric and then fold it up. And clip. It's coming undone, but that's all right. Okay. Okay, so there you have it. This ribbon, folks, is 2-inch wire ribbon. Okay. Christmas ribbon. It's actually 2.5 inches. I lied. 2.5-inch wire ribbon. Christmas, but the color red is perfect to accent my zipper and my inside fabric. So now I'm going to go stitch, because the front matters the most to me, I'm going to ignore the back. And I know the back is a little longer. If you look at how it lined up, this definitely is farther back. So I'm going to use the front as my guide, and I'm going to sew right along the inside edge, which will catch the back. And then we'll be back. Okay, I finished sewing that down. I did change my thread out. I had been using white. I did change it out to a red so it would match better. The back is a little wonky, but it's the back. And it's a project bag. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now your zipper closes up nicely. So now we're going to do the same thing to the other end. So we're going to take our ribbon, measure it a little larger than the actual piece. I did sew this slowly. It was pretty thick. Didn't want to go too fast and break my needle. So we're going to go ahead, fold this over and fold this end over. When you're at the machine, you can line it up better. And like before, you're going to put the wrong side facing up, right sides together. You're going to press out that spot where the seams are, make sure it's not too bunched up there. Okay, and I'm going to go sew it right along the edge. Be right back. Okay, I sewed the edge there, and we're going to fold it over again. I'm going to kind of do the placement I want. Flip it over. Again, I'm going to fold the edge to meet up with this edge here, and then fold it up again. Clip it. Fold the middle there to fit. Clip. Fold this edge to meet the fabric. Roll it over. Clip. And then I'm going to go ahead and sew along that edge. Again on the front side, sew along the edge. And be right back. I finished! Here it is! We did it! It's so adorable! And the zipper. Look at that project bag. So simple, so cute. I love it. I hope you love yours too. Like I said, I might be breaking a million sewing rules, but it works for me. I'm happy with them. This cost me less than $10 to make, and it's so cute. Really cute holding on my cross stitch projects. But I would love to see your project bags you make. So you can tag me, Mrs. Flossy, or find me on Instagram, or send them an email, or put them in a comment below. I would love to see your project bag that you've made. Thanks for joining me. Have a blessed day.